Okay, so here's the EastRock Snare that I got from Amazon for, I think it was about 60 bucks. Let's see what they put in here. First of all, you get this really cool case. Now, mind you, try and go on eBay or Amazon or something and try to find a 14-inch snare case. They're expensive. And here's the EastRock Snare, 14-inch. Okay, it's 10 lug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lug. Okay. Would have preferred a 10 lug, but an 8 lug is fine. It's got a nice finish to it. Okay. This needs a couple of modifications though before we can actually use it to get it sound right. The first thing is that we're going to change this snare out completely. Okay. These snares just do not sound good. We're going to try to make a $20 snare drum because it was 20 bucks for the kit and $20 for shipping. Sound like a $200 snare drum. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to change this out right here. And we're going to put an ambassador head on. Okay. And we're going to put the vintage Ludwig snares on. Alright, so these are the three things that you need to turn a $20 snare into sounding like a $200 snare. This is a Remo ambassador coated head. This is the only one I've ever used in my entire career, and I tell you what, this head sounds great, easy to tune, stays in tune, it's perfect. Okay, this is a Ludwig vintage snare that I got on eBay. We'll do a little unboxing right here. See what we got. I know, Jimmy. Don't cut the skin. I'm Sicilian. Okay. So there's the vintage Ludwig snares. Believe it or not, guys, this is going to make all the difference. And of course, he was nice enough to send me some strings. But you know what? We got ourselves a brand new pack of strings, so we're going to give this as much as advantage as we can. And then I'll show you how to put the strings on. All right, we'll pull two out of the box. We'll save the old ones for spares, but actually I've only changed them once every 30 years, so I don't know if you need that or not. So these strings, these are not actually a normal Mason line like you can get at the hardware store. This is an actual steel string, and then inside, and then they wrap it with nylon. And of course you're supposed to burn these ends, and it looks like they actually did it at the factory, so bravo. This snare has a top side and bottom side, so this is the actual top side. And what you want to do is bend this string right in the middle. Okay? And you put a little bend right there and pinch it as best you can. Okay? And then of course comes what we call the fun part. That's putting these through. Okay, there goes one. Spin this around so you guys can see that again. And pinch it. Push that on through. Okay, good. All right, now we're ready for phase 2. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is let's get this batter head off of this EastRock. Not saying anything about it's a bad batter head, but we're going to put an ambassador on it. And I'm not going to torture you. We're going to use the magic of Adobe to speed through this. right, so now that we got all 8 lugs out, we are ready to take the top rim off. Now the top rim is clean because I did already go through the cleaning process of that. We're going to take the old Eastport original skin off, okay? Which once again, nothing against Eastport, but everybody has their favorites, and mine is the Remo Ambassador. That's going to go right on. I kind of like the center of the logo right there in front. That's more of an OCD thing, but whatever. And we're going to put the old rim back on. And the lugs get a little bit of petroleum jelly on the end, which I already took the opportunity to do, and we'll start to put them together. Zoom in now. Alright, so we got all 8 lugs on, finger tight. What we're just going to do is just go around once, about a half a turn, because this is a brand new skin. So the most important thing at this point is to break it in. Just like if you get a new car, you're not going to just pull it out the dealer and drive it 100 miles an hour down the road. You got to break it in. If you don't, it'll never last you. Same thing with a snare skin. I've had some on for 30 years. They still sound great, but that's because you got to be careful. Do it the right way the first time and maintain it. So we're just going around in a circle a little bit, half a turn, just to get it started so it starts to stretch a little bit, okay? Then we're going to do the crisscross pattern, half a turn, and so on and so forth. Once again, with the magic of Adobe, we're going to speed things up. All right, now we got that just about halfway tight. We're gonna leave it like that and let it stretch out a little bit. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is let's go to the snare throw off and throw it off. That'll loosen up the tension on here, okay? And then what we're gonna do is use our Phillips screwdriver to back these off. Most important, make sure you have the exact size, otherwise you'll strip these out and then you're going to have to replace them, and that's another whole nightmare. Okay, here we go. We're going to put some tension on here and snap it. And then you do the other one. Don't just back one off all the way. Go to the second one, hit it, that's it, snap it off, okay? And you could bring these guys out about halfway. You really don't need to go that much, and you pull the little shackle out here. All right, so that's got that end loosened up. Let's spin around. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Make sure that we got a nice firm grip, push and snap it. Same thing on this side, nice firm grip, push and snap it. Sometimes it takes 2. Alright, so we're going to back these guys up about halfway, because like I said, we really don't need a lot. Okay, this snare just gets pulled out nice and easy. Okay, flip over the other side. Now once again, it's nothing against EastRock. I just am not a big fan of these types of snares. I don't like the way they sound. I think they buzz too much. You can't never get them tight enough with this particular type of throw off. So that's why I wanted to go with the original Ludwig snares. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this just a little bit. We're actually going to grab it from the inside. Okay. With this method, you can actually push against the inside of the screws as you pull it, making sure that it's even. Alright, we'll dress it up the same way. A little slit knot in there. And there's a little slip knot in there. Alright, so to continue tuning this snare, now you can see that this is just a little bit beyond the rim. And what we actually want to do is have it down where it just clears. And how we do that is we're going to have to back this out all the way real quick. Okay. Now this whole mechanism right here has been pre-lubed, so it's happy being opened and closed 300,000 times. Alrighty. We're going to make that same little change that we did before. Move these strings to the inside. Okay, and using equal pressure, we're going to snug them up. The whole trick to this is you got to have as much forward motion on the screw from the screwdriver as twist motion. Okie doke. Let's hide this guy because it'll probably be another 30 years before we change him. Now we can begin to adjust the snares. Okay, as you can see, just by the sound. Way too loose. No good. You'll never get a snappy snare out of that. We're going to twist in. Getting there. Almost there. Still a little bit of rattle. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to let this just sit and stretch for a little while, come back to it, and then we'll fine tune the top and the bottom skin. And that'll be how you make a $20 EastRock sound like a $200 Supraphonic. All right, so what we did was we went ahead and put one of the clear gels right here, right next to the logo. Reason being is that as you're playing your drum, you won't be hitting that because this is typically not a target area, the front of the drum that's away from you. These gels I advocate because they really do a lot with the dampening. So if we listen to the pitch up, we'll see how close they're starting to get. This one here is just about a pitch, maybe a half a pitch lower. So what we're going to try to do, once again, is pitch up a little bit. See if we can get them together. All right, let's see what we got. So it looks like the EastRock is at its maximum right now, and it's about a half pitch lower than the Ludwig, okay? Which is pretty close. The most important part of this whole tutorial is this, the tension of the snares. It's got to be a nice snap like that. You don't want it ringing on forever and ever. You want it nice and tight so you can control it. Let's check this one. Okay, so these guys are just a little bit looser. That's the one thing that I'm concerned about with right now. But we're going to let these skins stretch out a little bit, jump behind the kit, play them back to back, and listen to the differences. Okay, so here's the Ludwig Supraphonic 1971 vintage snare. We'll just play a simple, straightforward 2/4 beat, and you can hear it. Alright, and now here is the EastRock $20 drum. You do the same thing, play a nice, easy, straight beat. Not bad for a $20 snare drum. Hey you guys, give me a like, give me a subscribe, send me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll leave some links down in case any of you guys want to get into this. Have a great day.